Small vision being placed out and Earthspirit rolling out, getting his wards done and dusted. Hiding the acting like he's a tree. Bottom lane, we can see that the Legion Commander actually moves in and takes away the Observer ward of Q, but was that a randomly placed one though? Kind of felt like it was the Juggernaut running in, so I'm not sure if they will like guess that they had vision to be able to take that ward away. But it's like this, you know, randomly placing the sentry ward in the in lane. And on the top lane, we have 3 people going in, trying to do some action with the 2 support from RQ being here. They want to get the first shot, and they will get it on Kimuel. Bocarino will finish him off, as that is going to be a little bit of gold given to the army that he already had this Coleman Shield completed level 1. And now with the Boundary Rune as well as the kill, that is going to be a free set of boots. And playing against a hero like Spectre, that is not really the strongest laning hero in the world, so this Omni Knight is off to a good start. And like I said with the lane, I was kind of worried about picking Omni Knight when you don't know what enemy carry is you're going to play against in the lane, but the Spectre is not a hero that lanes super heavily against that Omni Knight. He will be able to sustain the lane most likely, but Spectre is a very difficult opponent to zone out. What's called Omni Knight is a difficult opponent to zone out normally, and when you have a hero like Warlock as your main damage in the lane, like his Shadow Word is completely useless. Bocarino can just use this repel whenever he feels like that's annoying. Right now, he has an Orb of Venom, so he does want to be aggressive. The Slaughter's in position as well to go in whenever necessary. He's hiding himself behind that one tree. He can eat it and then just show himself, and that is what he will do. He'll go out, but no, a little bit too fast in that reaction from Kimo, so that he doesn't get the crush off. They most likely wouldn't have killed him, but at least to get a little bit of damage on him, that would have been nice. Mid lane, see that Eurospirit, he's just hanging around the area trying to see for a roll in opportunity to do some damage onto the Shadow Fiend. Lina in the meantime is zoning away the Shadow Fiend, he's trying to control a little bit with that light strike away, doing some damage to him, making sure that he doesn't get too many lasts for himself. But Lina is ahead so far, so oh, the courier, no. Hey guys. No. Oh, Execration. Oh, that's just unfortunate. Aping trying to go for a little courier snipe there, and then he ends up losing his life without getting the courier. That's probably the saddest situation in the world. He will not go to the bottom lane, try and maybe set up, but jump on this Juggernaut so they can get some free damage onto him. The Legion Commander goes in, roll comes through, but Kel'Thuzad does not get hit by it, and he will just walk himself away. In the meantime, the Disruptor is pulling, and he also took away that ward that they had earlier, so he did indeed find out where it was, and just, no, not going to be happening, boys. A little bit of full action happening in the meantime, and the Juggernaut is having an okay time. I mean, 10 lasses, the Legion Commander is kind of free farming in the meantime, but both offlaners is getting a lot of farm in their respective lanes, so I guess this is just going to be some kind of trade-off farming in the whole game. The Legion Commander as well as the Omni Knight, both of these heroes, they are, I guess you can call them like lane specialists. They are very hard to zone away. And once they get a little bit of gold, they just, you know, get those setup items, face boots, Orb of Venom, Coleman Shield, all of that early game shenanigans, then it's going to be almost impossible to force them away from the lane. Look at bottom lane. A little bit of a kill trade-off happening. Yabiyu died on the side of RQ, and Sleeping was once again the casualty of Execration. 3 for 1 so far. I wonder what you do now when you're Omni Knight. How are you going to turn this into a more aggressive situation? You just wait for your Arcane Boost to be complete, I imagine. Once the Arcane Boost is complete, you can just run down Nando and try and use his first spell as a harassment to force all of that region away from the Spectre. He only has a healing cell left after all. You do need the second point in DJ in order to do that, because otherwise your movement speed is not quite high. Well, your movement speed slash degen or slow is not going to be good enough to actually run down people and use the purification properly, because you have a small cast animation on it, so you need to get like super close to use it, and then you need to make sure they don't move away for like a small second like it is. As you can see, some free damage done onto Nando. Does cost a little bit of mana, but if you can do that like 3-4 times, then suddenly this guy's going to be in trouble. He does have the Warlock in lane though. He is only he does only have a level 1 Shadow Word, but it's still going to be good enough to keep him alive for a little bit. pretty much a free tanker every single time he gets healed up by that, so I'm sure that for that purpose, the Warlock is very nice. The Warlock is down, one more person available, Abe incoming comes in to try and help it, but that is not going to be happening. He goes for Repel on Bokarina just to make sure that he cannot be stopped from hitting the Earth Spirit, and that is going to be the secondary death up in the top lane on the side of Execration. They lose 2 heroes and they get absolutely nothing in return. Aping, trying to make a lot of plays on the map with this Earth Spirit, but there's just really no place to be made. I mean, even if you buy the Warlock a second there, like, one person is going to die for sure. So, that was kind of a risky roll in trying to help him. And especially against the Omnite, who is, at this point, just not really possible to zone away. Killing him is not really going to be an option, because what damage do they have to kill him right now? Warlock doesn't have any early game burst damage, the Earth Spirit doesn't have any early game burst damage, Spectre is also very limited with the Spectral Dagger, so they just have to scale, they just have to farm and wait until they have the levels they need to do damage, because early game is pretty much the Legion as well as Alina, who's like the big damage dealers of Execration, so until they become active, you're not going to lose much. And let's see, mid lane has also gone a little bit more even. 29 for 29 lasses. Separating these two. Oh, mid lane. That's going to be a nice pickoff on the Shadow Fiend as Aping finds a little roll lane, sets up, and that is going to be a free Dragon Slave kill on that Shadow Fiend. Very, very nice. Lala goes for solo smoke in the meantime, looking to make a wraparound setup on the Lena when the Shadow Fiend is back and alive. Can do that. We'll put on a little Observer Ward. Okay, well, at least he didn't get scouted out. Observer Ward next to Observer Ward, but that doesn't matter. Balazan moving up to the top of the wall, wrapping looking around. Aping is coming to the side. Bokarina is going to run down Chemo, trying to do some damage on him. He doesn't have another purification available in a few seconds. He needs that to get a kill on the Balazan. Goes start fresh, and they need that heal. They need to go from this. They get the kill. Aping, the overall available in 1 second. He needs to get it away, but they don't want to commit form. They don't want to dive him under the tower. They're going to take that one easy kill and then just back up, go back to farming, and enjoy yourselves. Alright, and up 1,000 net worth loot so far on the side of RQ. Kel'Thuzad is sitting on 40 last, suspects at 33, so it is very, very even. It is very even for sure. Mid lane is super even, the off laners are very even, so it's promising for a good game. The Legion Commander is level 6 now, he does have his face boots completed, so we might see him try to make some early rotations with the Earth Spirit, because sure, he doesn't really have the power to set up for a dual kill on his own, but the Earth Spirit should be able to do something for him in that regard. Aping might have some issues of his own in the meantime though. He goes for a stun, rolls away, but he's going to be on the cliff though. Do they see him? Do they realize? No, not. A vision of that, he rolled into fog, and they just imagined that he rolled over the cliff and just started running away, but that is not going to be the case. He got stuck there. Luckily for him, they didn't see him. Alright, rest in peace, Mr. Warlock. Oh, Kimmo. My dear Kimmo. That's like one of those things where you're like, okay guys, I'm level 3 Warlock. I'm 0 and 4. Please help. Send emergency aid package to this address or something like that. Maybe you should just go to the bottom end with the Legion Commander in all honesty. I mean, the thing is, the Spectre will be able to lane him no matter what. They can't really kill him. They don't have enough burst to kill him with a Slaughter Crush plus Purification. And in case of emergency, you can just go into the trees with a Spectral Dagger. So I'm pretty sure Traveling bottom would be the best use of this. Okay, Homicide comes out from the Juggernaut. He does get a kill on the Legion Commander before dying, but either way, that is going to be a cooldown forced out, and they still got the kill on the Jug. So I think Execration, they're going to be... I don't know if you can say satisfied with it, because they also used their Haunt on the Spectre, but at least they get the kill on the Juggernaut. A little bit unfortunate that the Omni-Knight bounces favor them a little bit more. Bottom lane, they roll in onto the Slaughter, they try to set up on it, they have another stone available, they have a stone available, they don't hit it, tosses it up, will miss, and that is going to be the end of that attempt, not doing enough burst damage to get that kill. I still pick off for the Spectre though. That will set him at least on the same amount of net worth as the Juggernaut. He will continue farming. He does have his face boots, a killer Poleman shield completed now. Here we go for another gank with that Legion Commander. They set up. They want to go for something more with that Earthspear Legion Commander combo. They want to get that dual victory as they tried in the bottom lane, and now they will make an attempt in the mid lane, as that is going to be Sheffer on that Shadow Fiend. He's going to be the target. He's running into the woods, so I'm not sure if they want to commit on him. They may be like wondering whether or not they need the Lena's damage, but I'm pretty sure they have enough burst, just these two heroes, to get the kill. Let's see. Try to set up on him. The Legion Commander's wrapping around. He's coming in. You're going to keep him in control. In the meantime, he goes in, get the hit on him. They need to get a roll on him. They get the roll hit on him, and they get the duel on him. In the meantime, looks like it's going to be just enough damage to get a kill on him. But yep, that's going to be it. So they didn't need the Lena. It was very close, but they did not get the kill. Even hitting every single of their spells. Now they may be going to be a little bit in trouble. We have the Fox trying to follow the Legion Commander. The Legion Commander will survive, but A being on the Earthspear is not going to be as fortunate. That would have been worth it if the Shadow Fiend died, because a 1-for-1 trade-off where you force a lot of rotations is like perfect. But they will just have to make do with the fact that they what's called forced out 3 rotations on the side of RQ, the Disruptor, the Omniator, and the Slaughter all moved into the area to ensure that the Shadow Fiend did not die, and the Legion Commander at least survived. He should most likely also have died. I mean, when you rotate that many heroes, you would imagine that both of them would be in deep trouble, but it didn't happen. Bogarino's having a lovely time farming as well in the top lane. He picked up his Midas, very common item on the Omni Knight, as it is a hero that doesn't really AFK farm that much. You can AFK farm with your Purification, but in most cases he's just going to, in the mid game, sit behind his calls and then wait until some kind of fight happens. He's glimpse him back. They go for the Static Dome. Maybe a little bit much going for the Static Dome. I'm not sure that was necessary, but I guess he just wanted to use it. It's one of those spells, you know, might as well get it off cooldown, even though you have 3 people there. You have Repel, you have Slaughter, Crush, you have everything, so in that case you should just, you know, realize that it's not needed. It's really not needed. He already used his life strike away, so you don't have anything to worry about. But the arena on top lane, they go for he gets it off with Soul getting dueled, but he might go be taken down as the leader went for the life strike away. That is going to be a dead Omni Knight. They can try to go further, but the Shadow Fiend comes in, goes for a double race, gets the double race off. The Legion Commander will be dropped down, so that's going to be 2-for-1 so far. Execration getting 2 kills. So the smash comes out from A-Bang on that Earthspear. They tried to turn around and try to get a kill on the Juggernaut. In the meantime, the Shadow Ward is bringing him down. The Shadow Ward will secure the kill as Execration. They are pretty much defending this fight, but they're getting kills from it. The Slaughter will be hit by Golden from Kimwell. Double kill comes out as they get that one as well. Rambo trying to get a little bit close to the Shadow Fiend to get that final kill. That would have been a team wipe if that happened, but not close enough. Either way, Execration, they'll turn that fight nicely around. They get 2,000 gold in that fight, turned around into their favor. Every single big spell was used, I believe. Horn was used, the Golem was used, and this is also a showcase of the Lena, how powerful this hero is, because he died to begin with in that fight, but because you have the level 10 talent, which is the reduced, what's it called, respawn time talent, you get so much value out of it. Like, you actually just pretty much instantly respawn. It's kind of weird how it works. And the Lena is going for the new meta Bloodstone Rush as well. As that is one of those things. You get a lot of mana regen. You don't have to go back to base all the time. You can farm with your spells in the jungle, and it gives you a lot of that. It gives you a lot of survival. Plus that Bloodstone effect is also nice, especially when you already have those minus 30 seconds on you. Then, like, the added what's called the reduced respawn time because of the Bloodstone means that you pretty much instantly respawn every single time. And let's see, mid lane, the Spartans are dropping down to the side of Execration. They lose the tier 1 tower. In the top lane, the Lena died as well one more time. And let's see, mid lane, they try to set up for something. They go for silence on the Juggernaut. In the meantime, the Legion Commander does spot out with someone that's TPing in. That is the Shadow Fiend. They need to get out. Is that glimpse available? They're a little bit too far away. They need vision of someone. And nope, not quite close enough. Not quite close enough to get anything. Drop the skill in Fox, so he's going to do some good damage. We'll see. In the meantime, looks like they just want to secure the T1 tower in the mid lane. They put down a healing ward, ready up to push this tower, and looks like the Juggernaut, he knows that he needs to be a little bit careful, because even though you have the healing ward available, first damage coming is going to be enough to burst you down instantly. But he will die either way. The Sala ends up dropping down. Jeff on the Shadow Fiend. The Guardian Angel comes out, repels for purification to keep him alive and spawn. It doesn't do anything, as he is Guardian Angel, and he will get the dual victory on the Legion Commander. He will finally drop down afterwards. Looks like that's going to be a 3-for-3 trade-off. Juggernaut though might be in trouble. Aving comes in for round 2 on that Earth Spirit. They don't get the kill on the Juggernaut. He gets the spin off and TP's out in time. But the Regum will try and walk himself away. He does have his little Midas off cooldown. On split up Midas value. Go for the mid creep. Do it. Oh, Midas value. Either way.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I was pretty sure he got the duel victory there on the Shadow Fiend, but I guess the duel ended like right as the kill happened.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh well. Still a good kill, still a good kill. I believe that fight went to the side of Execration, because a 3-for-3 trade-off right now when RQ is ahead, you would imagine that, what's it called, Execration is the one to win that. It doesn't really matter that the Lina ended up surviving, because, I mean, this hero is not super important. They've already killed him twice.
Dire's
so
middle tower is under attack.
It's like whatever. Let's see what items is flowing up from the teams. The Slaughter is almost having his blink available. It's most likely going to be the point of the game where you just tell the Slaughter, okay dude, just you know, AFK farm until you have your blink, finish that item up, and RQ, they're going to play defensively in the meantime. They don't want to force any fights until the blink is completed. The Shadow Fiend is rushing towards his BKB as well, so that is another item they could be waiting for. In the meantime, in the bottom lane, the Juggernaut is being spotted out with this blink reveal from the Legion Commander, and they set up for another kill. That is a dual victory, by the way, on the Jug, so RQ, they lose a big hero here, and they will most likely lose a tower on top of that. The Disrupt is rushing towards a Glimmer Cape, the Yasha's up on the Juggernaut moving towards that Mantis doll, and the Army Knight, well, Midas, almost a mechanism done. Be a nice little upgrade. More healing power. They get a T1 tower in the mid lane, and they will lose the bottom tower.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Execration, well, playing on the Legion. Earth Spirit is pressing towards the blue. 800 gold away from it. Might not be too late that he gets it if this keeps on going. They will get a lot of leeched gold from kills and tower gold and whatnot. The Spectre is rushing towards the Mantis in the meantime in the top lane. Doesn't want to go for any kind of fancy, like, old school Radiance rush. He just wants to be able to go into the fight and be active. And I guess in this game, it actually makes sense that you go for Mantis. Having more targets for the Juggernaut's Omnislash to hit, plus the fact that Manta Diffusal is amazing this game. When you play against Omni Knight anyway, she wants to drain their mana, you want to make sure they're not moving. So, yeah, pretty understandable. Keep in mind you cannot purge Repel anymore, but you can at least purge the Guardian Angel and make sure that the right clicks work. They go in, they try to go on the Juggernaut, they are burning him down low. They might not win the duel, but nope, they do not win the duel. They still get the kill on the Jug though. Let's see the Earth Spirit. And set up anything more to start winning for the Commander first, and he's still looking for something. The Arm Knight is in the front line. He gets done up in the meantime. Static comes back up. The Legion Commander might be over in trouble. The Warlock brings him to a little bit, and the Legion might be burning down. Indeed, he will be killed. Kimo goes for the TP out in the meantime. He gets a TP out. Rambo going to be stuck here though. The Stardock links in, gets a crush off. That is a secondary one, and they get 3 kills here in the bottom. And the Spectre dying in the top lane in the meantime, as that was where the Shadow Fiend were in the beginning, just up in the top lane, securing himself a little kill on that Spectre. I'm not sure if that was an Invis bomb or something like that. Picked up Invis rune, got a kill. Yeah, okay, so that was an invisibility rune that he used to get a kill on that Spectre in the meantime in the top lane where we weren't looking because the fight was happening bottom. So 3 dead on side of Execration, and RQ, they did lose the Juggernaut again, which is something you kind of had to worry about, but I guess because the Shadow Fiend is so abysmally farmed, and the Omni Knight is also doing very well for himself with that Midas turning into a lot of big items now. It doesn't matter too much that the Juggernaut is going to be shut down a little bit. The Shadow Fiend is in a position to carry this game. He has his BKB, Dragonlance completed. He has 2,000 gold on top of that, and at this point, you play against Legion Commander. You most likely just want to stat up as much as you possibly can. So I would imagine something like a Scotty Lincoln vehicle coming out from the Shadow Fiend, which would make him very, very hard to deal with. Maybe not even bother with the Lincoln thing, go for like a Scotty into Satanic and then just be like, okay, if you want to deal with me, go for it. It's going to be very, very painful for you. Now they go for Roshan, very easy to do with a slaughter, and they're coming in, but it's going to be too late. They are too late to the party, and here we see the glimpse being used from the Disruptor a little bit too early to get that hit off, but he knew that he had to use it very quickly, otherwise Purge would come out from the Legion Commander on the high ground with the Crusty attack, so that was pretty much no case that you would get that kill, because you need to wait 5 seconds, and I guess from here to there was like 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds, then he uses Purge, and you lose vision because the Thunder Strike is not on him anymore, and it's like, you know, he used it in the only chance he had, and it's like spray and pray at Omni Knight. In the meantime, mid lane goes in a little bit too far, will be person down by that ultimate Lina. Keep in mind that Laguna Blade is loads of damage away from the Legion Commander. After the glimpse activated, in the meantime Spectre goes for a horn, they buy back on the Omni Knight. They do not want to lose this fight, as that is going to be enough for Execration to back off. Alright, very, very nice reaction from Execration. They realized that they just took a big kill, killing the Omni Knight. They burst down the Juggernaut very low as well, and they feel like taking a fight. And the second that the Omni Knight goes for a buyback, they just back up. They just take the trade, and they say, okay, this is a good enough win for us for now. We need to chill a little bit. They go for the goal, trying to set up for something on RRQ in the meantime. But again, I mean, you know, the golem was good. It hit onto everyone. They got fatal bonds onto everyone as well. But the thing is, if you don't get like a setup on them, or you don't have a follow-up stun from the Earth Spirit, it's really not worth it. That's a golem that did almost nothing. They just get healed back up. The Juggernaut now goes for spin first to get a kill on that Earth Spirit. In the meantime, the Medallion came out from Gorgorino, trying to get a kill on him. Comes back, and that is a dead Earth Spirit. Nice damage with those overwhelming odds from Dota on that Commander. Painful first throw, but they're just healing through it. Back in his Monsoon for the next 20 seconds. They have a healing ward available and up and running. And you can see the Shadow Fiend, I mean, he's taking a lot of damage, but it's not nearly enough. There's only so much burst that Lina can come through when they go on him. Oh, nice crush from the starter. Sets up on him, and Kelton will go for solo on this side and get a kill on the Lina. But the Lina will instantly respawn. As that is the glory of that Bloodstone. Just instant respawn timers. I don't even know what to say about that, man. It just seems such a weird thing. Such a weird thing. All of the Lina's talent tree points is so good. Like, so good. I'm not sure what you go for with level 15 cast range or 50 damage. 50 damage is a lot of damage, especially when you are a attack speed specialist like the Lina. But cast range is also nice in a way, and in a game where you don't really want to be close enough to actually be hit by the enemy, cast range might be good. Top lane, they try to go on Nanda, but he's a little bit too speed. They don't catch him in that kinetic field. Now the Legion Commander goes and tries to go through on it, something maybe, but no, he decides that's going to be too risky for him. Earth's going to meantime went in to try and help him, and he's going to probably get punished for that. As the Legion being a little bit indecisive, will faster than the lane of the Earth, so Nanda went in with the ultimate with the horn. The Spectre will take it down as well. Either around the Legion Commander will die as well, so that indecisiveness of the Legion, not going for a duel, but still initiating, that is going to cost them 3 heroes. Alright, well, they used their spells, they lost the heroes. That is going to be a very, very tough situation to be in on the side of Execration. That might just be setting up for a hybrid push of RQS. I don't think they have any reason not to. They take the T2 tower. They might want to back up, like shrine up, heal up slowly or something with Brokerino. He does have his mechanism cooling right now. But they really want to use this Aegis to go high ground, as they know the Spectre's horn is going to be on cooldown for the next 80 seconds. So they have a pretty big window to work around. And they most likely will do their very best at working around it. Lincoln Sphere is going to be, nope, that's the Scotty and the Shadow Fiends, and he did not want to go for the Lincoln Sphere this game. There's some more stats, some more damage. Medallion, almost a solo crest on that Omni Knight, which is very nice as well. Anticipation is always good. Juggernaut moving towards the future plate. Commander going in, trying to get a kill on the Disruptor. They get the kill on the Disruptor. So that's going to be one, but can they get out with everyone? The Earthquake will be taken down. No way to escape with that Sky slowing off Kimo. In the meantime, it's also being run down. The starter goes in, finds him, runs him down. Does have his Guardian Sprint available in a few seconds. Looks like he's going to be able to set up for that kill on Kimo. He's going to drop down for a double kill to the Shadow from the backline. The Legion Commander gets spotted out by Kilton on that Juggernaut. He gets a solo Omni Slash on him, gets the kill on him as well. So they get all 3 heroes that was part of that kill on the Disruptor. None of them get out. Nicely done from RQ. They're playing this game super nicely. They're playing this game very, very nicely. They are now 7.5 minutes ahead. The Aegis will finally expire, but that does really stop him from doing anything. The Shadow Fiend has not really been near death at all this game. Like, I have seen him maybe like once or twice near death. Obviously he died a few times as well, but you know, in the mid lane where he was Guardian Angel and repelled, he got down to like 150 HP, got some kills and then died, I believe. But since then, he's not really been anywhere near dying. I mean, almost 3000 HP, there's only so much burst damage you have on the side of Execration, and the Lina did decide to go for the damage as well, so he wants to be able to do some more work killing people rather than just, you know, rather than just shooting out spells. He wants to be able to directly damage later on and actually kill people as well. So we'll see if that's what he can do. He's working towards the Arcanim's for that pure damage plus the reduced cooldown on his Laguna Blade. It'll take him a little while to complete. He has Fate, it was Crowd Blitz complete as well, so a lot of movement speed. The Earth Spirit decided to go for an Urn in between picking up that Blink. Will be a little bit delayed Blink now. The Spectre still trying to finish up his Diffusal Blade as he is having the same amount of farm as the Jug, but the Shadow Fiend is really just leaving him behind in the dust at the moment. Midas on the Warlock as well, moving towards his Academic, trying to be as greedy as possible. And Nando takes Link back a little bit in trouble, but only a little bit. So Green in the meantime does have his Guardian Priest complete medallion and all of that ready to go. He's going to be on the low ground, just hitting the tier 3 tower. He's doing a lot of work on that. They forced that forward. Rampo. Looked like he was going to be in trouble, but I guess that was actually the force stuff of the Slala, so kind of weird that he blinks in, misses the crush because he forced him forward too fast. Well, I mean, he tried to be fancy, but I guess in that situation, he just go for the crush and then force off. He wanted to make sure he didn't turn around first. Sleeping. Okay, 3 hits, 1 dead Earthquake. 3 hits, 1 dead. Commander gets Lynch back, and that's another kill. This is why we love having Disruptor on our team on the side of RQ, as every single time you get that little gap, you can just swing people back into the arms of RQ. They get the kill, and now get the kill on Ranford. Lina again, Lina instantly back up for Ranford, going here to use, and taken down into the BKB, gets popped on the Shadow Fiend. He goes to Ranford again, Ranford decides again, dead for 8 seconds this time. Rampage on the Shadow Fiend as Kimo will drop as well to go for the Mirror. Lina seems to be back up in 2 seconds, but can they really use it for anything? He's died twice this fight already. Do we see a third time that this Lina dies? Like, it feels like this guy can die a million times before anyone else is even up for the second time. The light track away will be hit by a crush. They try to set up Hucker on the happy arm side here. We go for the armor side. He's dead again. Those Bloodstone charges do not last long as he's dead for a whole 14 seconds now. Oh boy. The bottom lane is being pushed in the meantime. The Mirror is going to be worked out. They go in, they killed the Juggernaut with that Legion Commander's fuel. So that's going to be a very, very nice amount of gold in the bank with that blade mill being used. 58 fuel damage on the speed comes on, and he will be the next to die on the side of RQ on the way out. That's still well worth it. They get the Metarax and they get the Metarax in the mid lane and they get the Metarax in the bottom lane. They get the towers. They can now go for shrines as well. And the next Aegis is going to be available very, very soon. So everything is pretty much just falling into the right place on the side of RQ. They just need to make sure that they get Roshan without losing too much. Spotify just got picked up by the Shadow Fiend, so huge damage upgrade for him. He needs to be a little bit cautious about that blade mill of the Legion Commander did because he decided to go for the Butterfly, which is a lot of damage, but as long as Bocarino is near him, there should not be any worries because, you know, Guardian Angel, Repel, Purification, the Guardian Grease, Heal, the Medallion, all of these things from Bocarino should keep him very, very safe. He has a Blink Dagger complete as well, so he can move himself into position a little bit easier. The Legion, the Future Blade gun, still working on his Blink, but it doesn't really need anything more than that. The Future Blade to do damage. The Disruptor has its limited to start off Blink and start moving towards the ill set of all things. And now they're trying to search for the top lane. They know that Nando was up here a second ago. The question is, can they actually find this jump and kill on him? Jonah will move himself into position. Lusada still searching for him in the trees. He might be able to find him, and indeed he will. That's going to be Nando scouted out. He goes on him, sets up, Manifal gets used, and let's see if they go on him. Omniside comes out, the Omniside hits onto Nando. Nando is going to be taken down as Kelton said, will get a solo kill with that Omni Slash. No escape for the Spectre. I'm pretty sure this is nearing an end on the side of RQ. I mean, 20,000 net worth lead. There's only one more set of melee racks yet alive in the top lane. And the range racks, I mean, this is easy to clear up afterwards. There's no worries about that. Execration will maybe be the next thing they get. There's buyback available on the Spectre. He might have to use it if you want to defend this tier 3 tower. The Lina is going to do his very best, but the damage is not there before the activation is completed. So this is just Alina shooting out some small spells that barely even tickles at the moment, as they have so much sustain on RQ. They just don't care at all. Just walking around, the Shadow King is just having a blast. He has his Aegis on him, and Alina gets forced off into the start of push. This time he makes that play work, and that is going to be a dead Lina. They go in, they get a kill on the Legion Commander as well. They try to get a few victory off. Didn't actually happen on that start of the Legion. Goes for a buyback. In the meantime, the Spectre is going to be jumping the gun as Execration. They want to take this fight. They need to take this fight. They already used gold. They used everything. Nando gets Slim's back. He will be taken away before that Blink even activates. The Legion Commander will be worked on as well by that Shadow Fiend. He doesn't care. He's going to kill Eve Dota. He wants to go for one more. He wants that Rampage. Earthquake goes in. A-Big tries to go for roll. Tries to pop it, but what's not happening? The second Rampage of this game does not actually happen.